Alrighty, folks, here is a surprise live stream. I thought I would give all of you a quick update on my yearly goal of getting healthy. I am down 19 pounds. I just went back under 200 pounds. I actually did that 2 days in a row. Always want to make sure it's not a fluke. But I took some time this morning to document exactly what I have done to lose 19 pounds in about 7 weeks. No GLP-1. No TRT, nothing medication-wise. Again, not against any of those if it's right for you. But again, I'm only going to document exactly what I have done to lose 19 pounds in 7 weeks. Again, everything I'm about to go through is a sample size of 52-year-old male. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a sports scientist. I'm not a nutrition. I am none of those things. I am just a 52-year-old guy who was tired of, frankly, getting fatter and fatter and unhealthier and unhealthier. And I decided to reach out to people and have a journey. My journey for 2025, my hard thing is to see how healthy we can get. Now, I've done blood work and I've done scans and I've done all of that. We will get into those details later. What I'm doing here is simply documenting success. Losing 19 pounds in 7 weeks is, I don't know, a little shocking to me. It's also shocking to me that everything I'm about to go through cost $0. Zero, right? I will show what I have used, but again, you could do everything I'm doing by spending $0. So again, everything I'm about to go through, sample size of 1-to-1. I am not a doctor, not a nutritionist, nothing. So just my experience. Number 2, I am on a year-long journey, and we will go over blood work, which I've done on this channel. I've shared with you my results, my body scan of 34% body fat when we started, which is just not good. Obese. Was not happy about that. But we'll get into more things as we go forward, right? This journey started this year. It's now kind of the first week of February. So there you go. That's the caveats. So number 1, the first thing I had to do is stop guessing. I don't know about you, but certainly through my 20s and 30s, I went by feel, right? Was I eating enough? Was I eating the right things? Was I doing this? Was I doing that? It was all by feel or by habit. And you know, again, with a sample size of 1, I could tell you once you get to 40 and you certainly get over 50, going by feel doesn't work anymore. So one of the things I strongly recommend that you do if you're serious about losing weight is to start tracking everything that you eat. Now, I happen to use MyFitnessPal, not a sponsor, not a sponsor, not a sponsor, just who I use. As I recall, there is a monthly fee. But there are other ones that you can use that cost $0. So again, track what is going in your body. I was shocked by what was high calorie and what wasn't. I was shocked by what had high carbs and not. So I have not missed a single thing that I have put in my mouth and eaten or drank and not put it in the app. If you're going to do this thing, put it in. The Kit Kat bars, the rum and Diet Cokes, whatever you're eating and drinking, put it in the app. There is nothing like certainty and tracking to help you show where your calories are going. And again, when you're in 20 or 30, you probably can get away with by feel because you're just this huge engine that burns whatever junk you're eating. Bad news, folks. That doesn't last forever. For me, it stopped at 40 and has become horrific at 50 plus. Second, I have an Aura ring, which by no means is inexpensive. It was costly, hundreds of dollars. And again, not going by guessing anymore. I always thought I slept well. I thought that because I fell asleep fast. That was my definition of sleeping well, falling asleep fast. But now having the Aura Ring and tracking my sleep is not very good. I don't get to deep sleep very often. It's often interrupted. So I've had to adjust things, looking at your phone and turning it off earlier and, those things. So again, if you're going to take your health seriously, stop guessing, stop going by feel. So number 2, so the first one was food and tracking and all of those things. Number 2 was my workout routine. My workout routine is drastically different than it used to be. I used to measure my workouts by my exhaustion level after. Right? I was a CrossFit athlete for 4 or 5 years. And if I wasn't physically picking myself off the floor for 5, 7, 8, 10 minutes, I didn't feel like I was trying. That's a mistake. That is not what is required, and certainly not what is required day in and day out. As you all know, I was training for a marathon last year and successfully completed one. So I was running routinely 70 miles or more a week, which again is a great way to burn calories, but it also ups your eating. It also makes you hungry. It also makes you have wild cravings for things that may not be good for you. So I run a lot less. More on that in a minute. I used to see it as beneficial to combine max lifts, full on effort lifts, with running Metcons, right? Workouts that would get your heart rate going. And again, when you're 20 or 30 years old and you're made of plastic, that's okay. But when you become 40 and 50, you're a little tighter, you're a little more brittle. That is foolish and stupid. Don't do that. I used to be of the mindset you would do 3 to 5 sets of 8 to 10 reps. And I would put the weight down at the 10th rep, even if I had more to go. The muscle needs stimulation. The muscle needs failure. So again, more on that in a minute. I used to work out every single day, 7 days a week. In a typical month, which call it 30 days, I would work out 28 days. I would go to exhaustion 28 days. Again, none of what I have gone through thus far is what I'm doing today to lose 19 pounds as a 52-year-old male. So what am I doing? Instead of running 70 miles plus, some weeks over 100, now I'm getting 100,000 steps walking. Again, I'm not a nutritionist, a sports scientist, or a doctor, but all I can tell you is walking, keeping your heart rate at level 1 is a game changer. The fat is falling off. It's magic. It's freaking magical. Now, again, I'm a very disciplined person, and you could hear me say something like 15,000 steps a day. But even for me, I know that's not practical. So instead of setting a daily step goal, what I would tell you is set a week goal. So my weekly goal is 100,000 steps. Why is that important? Well, I think it's good to have a weekly goal because there are some days that just go crazy. Like this week, I had one day where I interviewed Brandon Turner and Grant Cardone, and there was a gap between those. So instead of going out and doing my 15,000 steps, I chose to get prepared. I chose to make sure we were ready and nothing was missing. So I didn't walk. I think I walked 5,000 steps that day. But you know what I just got back from? Today is Saturday, a day I normally don't record. I just did 28,000 steps to make up for that one day that I failed. So what I would tell you, even though I am the most disciplined and broken person out there, don't set daily goals for steps. Set weekly goals. So hopefully you can hear me. I'm seeing someone say, oh, it's me. Okay, cool. So again, 100,000 steps. Number 2, now I still believe in weight training, but I believe in weight training in very different ways. Today, I'm working out 3 to 4,000. I got distracted. 3 or 4 times a week. I am no longer doing max lifts. Instead of doing 8 to 10 reps, I am comfortable going up to 30, 35 reps. I want muscle failure. That's what I'm going for. Growth comes from failure. Putting the dumbbell down because you got to 10 was stupid of me. It was a waste of time. The muscle was never put under tax. So what I'm doing now is I'm lifting lighter. I am risking less injury, or I'm setting up less injury and more efficient. My workouts with weights today, including warming up, are under 30 minutes. I am spending 2 hours a week or less lifting weights. Now, before, as I mentioned in the mistakes, I would spend 7 to 8 hours a week warming up, lifting, and all of that. So again, the biggest things that I am doing now is I'm walking versus running. I'm keeping the heart rate at level 1, which is apparently, according to all the doctors out there, a great way to burn fat. So sign me up. Give me an all-in podcast for 90 minutes, and I am good to go for a Saturday morning walk. It's wonderful. You get some sunlight. You get some vitamin D. You can get out early if you're an early bird like me. It's awesome. Second, if you are going to lift weights, no more ego lifts. If you're over 30, you are no longer made of plastic. You are older, brittle, and you risk injury. So lift lighter, but go to muscle failure is what I'm doing for number 2. So finally, number 3. Something else I have changed. Again, thank you to my FitnessPal, not sponsored, Oura Ring, not sponsored, just what I'm using. I am focused all of my meals on protein, right? Chicken, beef, fish, crab, shrimp, whatever. Protein is the anchor for every meal. I am trying to get 1 gram for every pound. So let's just say 200 pounds, even though I'm 199. You're not stealing that from me. I was 218. Now I'm 199. Broke 200. So 1 gram. So I'm trying to get 200 grams of protein. And then I build around that. Again, I'm not a nutritionist or anything of that nature. What I will tell you is protein, protein, protein. And then I fill in the calories around that. I am currently shooting for about 2,000 to 2,100 calories. So 200 grams of protein, 2,000 calories. Protein makes up the anchor. I fill in around that. No alcohol. Now, I was never a heavy drinker, but you could see me have a rum and Diet Coke once a week, twice a week. If I traveled, I'd drink more, but no alcohol. No sweets. I think in the last month, I've had 1 sweet, and that was a Kit Kat bar. But again, it's a lot easier to say no to dessert when you're tracking and you're being truthful. So when I had that Kit Kat, it went right into my FitnessPal. I am taking vitamins and supplements. There's a previous video talking about them. They're just trying to help some of my blood markers. Again, you can go back and watch that video on my channel. I'm working with a doctor on this. I did do a 3-day fast, which was both a mental challenge and kind of reset the body. I did that at the beginning of this challenge, January 1st through 3rd. That was interesting. The last 6 hours were probably the hardest, where I was looking forward to that meal. I've done intermittent fasting for years now. Nothing changed. I usually eat between 11 and 7. I do have black coffee in the morning, only black coffee in the morning. So again, this is what I've done. 19 pounds, 7 weeks, no GLP-1, no TRT. I'm not against any of those. If they're right for you, they're right for you. You're an adult. Make your own decision. But I wanted to let you know that I've lost roughly 10%. That's wild. I was round number 220. I'm now 199, rough and tough. So I've dropped 10% of my body weight in 7 weeks. No drugs. Tracking, not guessing. going from running to walking, going from max lifts to lighter weights to muscle failure. And I'm focused on protein versus being full. That's wild. Wow. That's wild. So, folks, again, I did this live, no editing, none of that stuff. I do have a goal. Again, my doctor, who I'm working with, Dr. Jeff, on this, asked me what my goal is. And the goal is kind of a two-step. One is I just want to see how healthy I can get in a year. And I'm documenting this. You can go to the playlist. I think it's called Biohacking is the playlist. But second, I have frankly, a goal that I thought was stupid. I thought this goal was so insane and so stupid when I put it out there. But I got to tell you, after losing 19 pounds in 7 weeks, I don't think it's crazy anymore. And that is, I want to go from 34% body fat to 9.9. I will be 53 years old in that time frame. I don't know. If you would have asked me on day one, January 1st, what I thought, I would have thought the odds were less than 10%. But you know what? It's February 8th, and we're already down 10% of my body weight. I don't know. This is starting to feel at least possible. So again, folks, I do this because I owe it to my audience, right? You all know that this is my goal. I want to tell you the good, bad, and the ugly. Also, hopefully some of these things that I am doing, hopefully they work for you. They are rather simple, but tracking and not guessing and all those things are important. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you enjoy the journey. I will do these periodically as we go throughout the year. And I hope you have a great day. And God bless and take care. Later.